I think there's some bees in this tree. Yeah, there is. Hi, how's it going? Welcome back to Winsome Wisdom, the little series of videos where I talk what's on my mind in a spot. There's a toad right here. Should I get him? I kind of want to get him. Hold on. So today's topic is wasting time. Time is something that everyone values. It's money. It runs, walks, and flies. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But in the end, time will never come back. Every second that goes is lost in the infinite realm of the past. Some people can become overcome by that immense pressure. And I've often found myself at the end of the day asking how I could have spent my time better. And that too, in and of itself, is a waste of my time. Today I'll be talking about personal habits of mine that I think are time wasters, habits I'd like to develop, and how I can make those habits become habits. So the main things that I consider wastes of my time are social media, self-improvement content, and streaming apps. So as far as social media, I spend a lot of time on Instagram, mainly its Explore page, as well as YouTube. I would say the bad part of YouTube, for me personally, are the shorts content. I often find myself just clicking on random ones as I'm scrolling to find a long form video that I don't really think I really need to watch, Like, it's just that sort of eye-grabbing content that I click onto and don't even register that I'm watching sometimes. And then as far as like Instagram, sure, I use it for keeping up with people and talking to my friends, but the majority of my time on Instagram is just, again, mindlessly scrolling. And I think that it's a huge waste of my time. And the reason that I'm kind of making this video is because I feel like I need to be doing something. And the things that I'm currently doing are things that don't improve my life, don't improve my skills, and won't improve how much money I'm going to make. Recently I started messing around with Blender again, learning modeling, and a friend and I were thinking about doing an animation, and I've been spending some of my time doing that, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But self-improvement content. So I consider that a waste of my time because I watch that stuff, but I never actually apply it to my life. You know what I mean? Like, you watch like habit tracker videos or like how to use Notion or like stuff like that. And I never, oh, there's a giant bumblebee right there. And I never use it, and it could be the same of like tutorials or other videos of like teaching you how to do things. I mean, sure, you're like technically learning it, but like I don't actually go out and do that stuff, if that makes sense. As far as streaming apps go, again, it's kind of something to fill time, but I do consider it healthier than scrolling through short form content. So like the main culprits for me are Crunchyroll, and that's it. Crunchyroll. Yeah, I'm watching a lot of anime. Right now I'm going through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's pretty good. Caught up with One Piece. I've got a bunch of new gen anime that honestly they kind of suck, but that's all right. So next, I would like to spend some time on the things I'd like to spend more time on. Being smart with it. So some things I'd like to spend more time on are creating, spending time with friends and other people, reading, journaling, and working out. I think yeah, I think that's, yeah. So as far as creating things, I'd like to spend more time creating scripts, videos, such as this one, and screenplays, which are kind of scripts, mainly because it's an avenue that develops my writing as well as creative thinking in terms of camera setups, lighting, stuff like that, without actually having to do it. And I think that creating scripts can also be practical in the ways of, I was sort of thinking about doing intros for the monthly collections, and I did that for like 2 months, and I would like to continue doing it, but I spend my time wasting time, so I don't have time to put time into the videos. So spending time with friends and others, gaming, going outside, exploring, taking photos. I would like to do all that stuff. And I've been doing that. I just recorded a couple sessions of this new game called Peak. I was thinking about making a YouTube channel, a gaming YouTube channel. That'll be another avenue to explore creativity and as far as editing video game content. I've done like one thing. I've done a couple of like pink core edits for like Fortnite, but I've never like done like long form video game content, and that'll be something interesting to try out. I would like to spend more time reading, so it's a great escape. That's really healthy, as opposed to like social media content. Mostly because reading is away from a screen. First of all, it's usually longer form content, so you're learning about a character, you're developing a story, and it's forcing you to kind of use your brain to imagine these worlds and create the environments. It's not laid out for you like a movie or like a picture. You're imagining it. And it also increases vocabulary, storytelling, and sometimes even life skills. Stories often have meanings in them, and I don't really take from the meanings, usually, but they have meanings, and sometimes they're pretty good lessons to learn from. As far as storytelling goes, I mean, reading a book does a lot more for your ability to tell a story than watching 10-second slop content. It's going to be a lot of harsh comparisons between what I want to spend time on and just like terrible social media content. Whatever. Journaling. So venting without eyes and keeping a timeline of feelings. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to add on to that. Journaling is a way to express yourself and your feelings in a way that's private to you. You can date it and reflect upon how you felt at certain times of the year, month, day, and possibly learn from your past feelings. Like if you have repeat circumstances or events, how you felt during those events could influence how you should feel about them in the future if they happen again. And then lastly, working out. Become fit. Confidence. I'm going to do a later video about this because I was thinking about doing like a working out video. Yeah. But and I'm probably going to bring this up in every single video that I have from now on, but like surgery, I weighed 117 pounds like a month post-surgery. So I weighed even less than that because I wasn't eating, I wasn't moving, I wasn't doing anything. Now I weigh 128 and it's been 6 months post-surgery. My goal is a healthy 135. And then once I get there, I was thinking about doing different things, possibly bulking, but that's okay. We don't need to think about that. Confidence booster. I mean, it's been proven that working out really gives you more confidence in yourself, being able to persevere through hardships, such as keeping a daily habit of working out and having a goal in mind, has been researched, and people know that doing that sort of thing will increase your confidence. Yeah. So as far as what Google recommends to build habits, and I think this is the last section of the video. It's been a lot of time since I wrote what was in this journal between now that I'm reading it. So I don't really remember. As far as what Google recommends to build habits, we got two things. We got prioritize, create a schedule, and limit distractions, and then start small, make it manageable, and put it into an existing schedule. So school, prioritize homework, but I'm graduated now, so now I should prioritize job searching and a healthier lifestyle. I'm moving to Connecticut in August. So the job search is going to be pretty important coming up these next couple months. I'm going to need to find a job that'll be able to support myself and the rent and groceries and food that I'm going to need to purchase. So, and I've been doing that. I've been looking on Indeed, LinkedIn. So, I mean, I've kind of gotten this one down. I don't have any jobs yet, but I've applied. So, yeah. Creating a schedule is broad as far as what Google recommends, at least for determining the correct amount of work for a habit. So, like, I feel like there's no really like clear way for me to create a schedule out of these habits because I don't really know how much time I should be spending. But honestly, it should be as easy as starting with 30 minutes, seeing how that goes, and then increasing the time to fit my needs. Like if 30 minutes isn't enough, increasing it, whatever. Determine the length spent on something for it to be healthy for me. Yeah. So like for something that's not really able to be tracked with time, such as ideas, you could make it a numerical schedule instead of something with time. So like writing down 4 ideas for videos or 10 pages read out of a book, something like that. And then limiting distractions. So obviously social media is the biggest distraction for me. And I think that I've kind of already started to do this, but I put time restrictions on all of the apps that I have or that I think I spend the most time on. So YouTube, Crunchyroll, Instagram. And I've been trying to actually adhere to it. I know the screen time password, and sometimes I do bypass it, but I have noticed a difference. Like a couple weeks ago, I was spending like 8 hours on my phone. I've heard worse, but it's bad. It's not good. This week, I'm averaging around 5. So it's starting to go down. And then number 2, start small, make it manageable, and put it into an existing schedule. So starting small makes the hurdle shorter, allowing me to jump in much easier. I don't know why I wrote that. That sounds stupid. Starting small allows you to think of it as something that's easier to do. So creating a habit out of doing something easy is much better than doing something a lot harder. I can't start everything at once or it'll become chaotic. So the manageable side of things, I want to do a lot of things in life. I shouldn't try to do them all right now. I should pick and choose and be realistic. I'm not really good at that, but I think I've started to consider what I would like to do and actually try to do it. Like I stated earlier, like I was learning Blender, and I have started spending more time on that. So yeah, fitting small things into the time I already have will make it easier to continue. So yeah, just doing little things here and there, acknowledging that I'm wasting time on these apps and actively trying to stop doing that will make it easier to continue spending less time on these apps. As far as a final outlook, I would like to get rid of my social media use, stop laying in bed, and spend more time creating things I'm passionate about and doing things I feel bring value to my life. And I think I would like to do a habit tracker, which is ironic because you have to build a habit to do the habit tracker for your other habits, which I don't do. I mean, whatever. Describe my book. That's what's written in here. I have no idea what it means. Maybe it's talking about the book I'm trying to read. I don't know. Oh, okay. This is like a recent thing. This was after I wrote everything in here. I'm starting to spend more time on chess, like the board game. And it's pretty fun. It's a little competitive thing between my friends and I. We all just hopped into chess. I got this chess book. I got a book about chess puzzles. I've been doing them. I bought some chess boards. And that's the unhealthy side of indulging in these things, is I tend to spend money along with it. But I do feel like this is an important habit for me to develop, and I am developing it. I've been doing the daily three puzzles on chess.com every day. And I feel like it's pretty fun. It's something that rattles my brain around, gets me going. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm on a pretty good streak as far as the daily puzzles go, but yeah, we've reached the end. And that's to say, our time is up. Is the time spent thinking about what I could have done better spent on actually doing the things I set out to do in this video? Or should I be content shelling hours away scrolling through social media and other people's content without creating my own? I guess we'll find out in due time. Bye.